After the camp at Waka, our next destination was a village called Wakro. The journey from Tinsukia to Wakro was quite straightforward. We took just about 4 hours to reach Wakro. As we reached the village, we went to the site where the camp was decided. It was a primary healthcare center, and the room assigned to us was really a very tiny room, a very narrow room, and it didn't have any ventilation at all. Electricity used to just disappear very frequently during the daytime. We went to the place where we were assigned to stay, this time with a couple of Wakro. Husband, wife, both were school teachers. They had a son and a daughter. The son was very severely challenged. He used to lie down the whole day. He used to make very funny noises. He used to shout a lot through the day. It was only his mother who would understand what he is trying to say or what he is asking for. I really felt very bad. But in spite of this challenge which was with them 24/7, they were always smiling. They never showed any sign of stress on their face. And I realized that this is the kind of determination that one could have, that in spite of having this kind of a challenge and a real stressful condition, they always were smiling. That's something which we all should learn. The camp started as usual the next day at about 10 o'clock. For this camp, there was a group of about 8 to 9 girls, all aged between 10 and 13, and they used to be with us throughout the day, right from 10 o'clock in the morning till 7, 8, whatever was the time till all the patients were finished. They used to help us. They used to regulate the patients. They used to put drops in the eyes of the patients. And some of the very senior citizens who did not know Hindi language, these girls also used to act as interpreters. They used to work through the day shoulder to shoulder with us, never getting tired or bored. As the day finished, me and Naina thought, let's go and have a look where they live. So we accompanied these girls. They took us to the small house where they stayed. They were staying all by themselves. There was no senior person, no senior lady to look after them. I asked them what their daily routine was. They used to get up at 5:30 in the morning. All of them together used to say prayers, and then they would start their daily routine. In the morning and in the evening, turn by turn, they used to cook for themselves, no help. And I realized, in true sense, how one can lead a totally independent life, even from childhood. One morning, a lady came to the house where we were staying in Wakro. She called Naina outside and she said, Madam, will you and sir come to have dinner with me at my house in the evening after you finish the day's work? Then I said, yes, sure. Thank you for the invitation. We will come to your house after we finish the day's work. She went off. We went to the campsite and we worked through the day. As I had told you that in Wakro we had a very small, a very narrow room to work. And on that particular day, there was no electricity at all from the beginning till the end. The room had no ventilation. Because of lack of electricity, there was no question of having a fan either. So by the time I finished the patients, I was absolutely exhausted. And we finished the work and went back to the couple's house. The lady was standing there. She said, Sir and Madam, come on, let's go to my house. I was completely dehydrated. I didn't have energy even to stand up. I told Naina, please say sorry to her, but I really don't have any energy to go to her house and have food. And I'm not going to have food here either. I'm totally exhausted. I'm just going to crash in the bed and I'm going to sleep. We have to work tomorrow morning again. I'm sorry, but I can't come to her house. Naina went with her. There was total darkness. It was 7:38 in the evening. And as I said, no electricity. Her house was nearby, but they had to walk through fields. As they were walking through the fields in that darkness, Naina asked her, are you not scared to walk in the darkness in a field like this? There could be snakes around. The lady said, yeah, There could be snakes, but that's all right. They'll just pass by. They are not going to harm us. So, with great confidence, she took Naina to her house and she served food. People in Arunachal Pradesh don't prepare rotis or Indian bread. They are just used to having rice, both for lunch and dinner. This lady told Naina that she didn't know how to make rotis, but she learned from a neighbor how to make rotis and somehow had managed to make 4 or 5 rotis for me because she knew that I prefer rotis. But I had not gone for dinner over there, so she packed those rotis and gave it to Naina and said, "Please give it to sir because I know that he enjoys rotis." Naina came home, and when she narrated the story to me, you can imagine how guilty I must have felt. I was absolutely ashamed of myself that I did not have the guts, I did not have the strength to go to her house for dinner. These villagers, they have half-torn clothes. Sometimes they are half hungry, their stomach is only half full. But look at their strength. In spite of all these difficulties, they are so strong. We, citizens of metropolitan cities, with one day's hard work like this, I didn't even have enough strength to go for dinner to that lady's house. I really felt ashamed, but I realized that it doesn't matter how much resources you have. If you have mental strength, you can be strong mentally and physically. A lesson I learned from these villagers of Wakro. On the third and last day at Wakro, at about 11 o'clock in the morning, a lady walked in. She must be in her 40s. She came and sat in front of me, and she had a veil covering half her face, what's called as ghungat in Hindi. She sat in front of me, and when I tried to move her veil to the side, she just refused to allow me to do that. I said, "If you don't remove this, how am I going to examine you?" She did not listen to me. In spite of lot of persuasion, she just refused to remove her veil. So I requested Naina, please tell her to remove the veil, otherwise how am I supposed to examine her eyes? So with a lot of effort, ultimately Naina convinced her and she removed the veil. I looked at her and I was absolutely stunned. She had a huge tumor of her left eye, so big that it was covering almost 1/3 of her face. She must be having it for a long time for it to grow to this size, but she didn't know who to show. She didn't know if any treatment exists for that. Looking at the side of the tumor, I knew that I cannot manage her at the campsite, but with the help of the volunteers of Vivekananda Kendra, we referred her to Guwahati, the capital of Assam, which is quite approachable from Wakro. And later on I learned that she got operated there and successfully operated. After the surgery and a few follow-up days, the volunteers got her back to Wakro and she went back to her house. When I see patients like this, I feel there is so much of disparity in our country. There are some cities, especially metropolitan cities, where we have absolutely state-of-the-art medical care. And there is a place here like Wakro, where in spite of such a disfiguring and incapacitating tumor, the lady was not even examined once in her lifetime. The disparity is there, but progress will happen. Work is going on. And I'm very hopeful and I'm very certain that one day we'll reach there.